This is a freediving neck weight, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make one from scratch. Now, if you're new to freediving, you may already be asking yourself, what is a neck weight and what's it used for? As you've probably gathered, a freediving neck weight is simply a weighting system attached around the freediver's neck. It comprises of a tube, lead shot and a buckle to clip it together. Neck weights can be used in both dynamic and depth freediving. For dynamic, they're used to keep the diver streamlined and level in the water. For depth, they're used to aid the diver in descending. Shop-bought neck weights can generally be quite expensive, with the most expensive being over £100 in the UK. This is why it's much cheaper and more common to make them yourself. And with that said, let's get started. To make a neck weight, you'll need the following items. You'll need an inner tube, lead shot to the weight that you require, scales to ensure you have the right weight, a quick release buckle, 2 cable ties, scissors, some shrink wrap, a funnel or a cut down bottle. You will also need a blowtorch and a rod long enough to fit the whole way down the tube to pack the lead down, but more on that later. Today I'm making a 2 kilo neck weight, and this inner tube is a good size for that. Your inner tube dimensions will vary depending on the amount of weight you need. Cut the inner tube at the valve to ensure you have the most material available. Trim and cut one of the ends into a V shape. This will make it easier to insert into the buckle. Next, insert and pull the inner tube through the buckle, ensuring you have 3 to 4 inches of material left over. This will be trimmed and sealed later. When selecting a buckle, ensure it's wide enough to accept the inner tube. This particular buckle is probably the smallest I'd be able to go for this neck weight. Now we can add the lead to the inner tube. But first, let's just check we've got the right amount of weight. Mine's already been set to 2 kilos. Next we need our trusty funnel. Try and fit the inner tube around the bottleneck or the funnel so that you don't lose any lead. Like so. Now that you have all the lead in the tube, now's the time to set the correct length of the tube for your neck, as it will likely be too long at this stage. This is where the steel rod comes into play. I'm going to use the rod to pack the lead down further into the inner tube and get the correct length that I need for my neck. This requires a little bit of testing and adjusting. In terms of fit, the neck weight needs to be loose, but not so loose that it can move past your chin, as this will create problems when diving for depth. Once you're happy with the length of your neck weight, then you need to fit the other side of the buckle just like you did before. Make sure you push the buckle all the way down so there are no gaps in the tube. Once both sides of the buckle are fitted, you should have 2 open ends that need to be sealed. Next, we'll seal the ends with the 2 cable ties. Make sure to pull the cable ties nice and tight. This will prevent water from entering the tube. Next, we're going to trim the cable ties and the rest of the inner tube, making sure we leave around 1 inch of inner tube. The final step then is to seal the ends with heat shrink. Personally, I think this gives the cleanest finish. Alternatively, you can use electrical tape or cut off pieces of inner tube. Ensure that the heat shrink diameter is large enough to fit over your inner tube, as these are very tight. 2 to 3 inches either side is good. The final step is using a blowtorch. Carefully apply heat to the heat shrink so that it evenly shrinks around the inner tube, being careful not to burn the tube or the plastic buckle. And that's all there is to it. Now you've made your own custom fitted neck weight with the exact weight that you need. Now I hope you can agree that this was a pretty painless process, and it's probably going to save you a couple of quid. And now that's all over, we can finally get in the pool and do some diving. Now I hope you've enjoyed this one and you found it useful and you have all the ammunition you need to go off and make your own neck weight for yourself. And that's it from me, so thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.